good already.
Yeah. I think we're live. How good?
Yeah.
How good does this look?
The internet looks fucking amazing.
Oh my god, there's no delay.
I can actually see you.
You can see
crystal
me.
clear. Yes.
It's a Christmas miracle. Hello, everyone.
Thank God.
I updated my internet and I have
Yes.
super fast speed. Oh my god, I'm looking at the upload speeds are like 75, 80 before they were like 30%.
Yes.
It's amazing. And I feel like there's less of a lag because before there was a little bit more lag. So that's our intro today. Welcome to Hey
We're
Sister
very
Soul.
excited.
I can't even finish the name of our podcast, Hey Sister Soul Sister. So much excitement for this new internet. And welcome to December. And we got a show for you. Just warning, we're going to talk about Christmas movies, and we may spoil some stuff for you. So this whole episode is just spoiler alert. And if you don't care, keep listening. But if you do, maybe skip ahead, jump around. I don't know.
It's been several weeks, I feel like, or maybe a couple weeks since the movie we'll be talking about came out. So you've had your chance.
You had your chance.
You had your chance.
Yeah. But we're also going to talk about old movies. So if you didn't watch it, then that's your problem. Like, you lived under a rock. Because these have been out since the day you were born, probably. Because I know one has been around forever. One came out when I was a kid, at least the stuff I'm going to talk about. I don't know which movies you have, Leia, but we'll just start this off. Start it off. We're going to talk about our favorite holiday movies.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. And Leia, I don't know if you want to go first, or you want me to go first, or should we rock, paper, scissors?
You can go. Yeah, go first.
Okay.
Mine's more recent-ish.
Okay.
Than the last, decade.
Okay, I'll start off with this one movie, and then we'll alternate.
Okay.
Cough still here, guys. I don't know. This is probably one of the, at least for me, one of the older Christmas movies. I didn't watch this movie until I was a little bit older. But one of my favorite Christmas movies is A Christmas Story, or holiday movies, is A Christmas Story. And, this story is about a boy and his quest to fulfill his heart desires and get that damn BB gun. And, basically, he has a lot of struggles. He's encountered by, bullies. He's encountered by, what did I write here? I wrote this out. Trickstery, like fake false ass hopes. He got false hopes from a cereal box. He thought if he solved a riddle, he would get the BB gun, and it was something really lame. And then all the adults are just against him and telling him he's going to shoot his eye out. And he's like, this is going to be the greatest present in the world. And from Santa, his mom, his teachers, random people in the streets are against him, I can't tell you how it ends, but I can, but I won't. But, you guys have time to watch this because every year on TBS, they play it for 24 hours. So get out of that rock, watch it, and see if this little boy gets his BB gun or not, and if he shoots his eye out or not. So that is A Christmas Story, and one of the reasons why I love it so much. It really just tells the story from a kid's point of view. I think that's the fun part. It tells it from the kid's point of view, not the adult part. And it's kind of innocent. It's just funny. How he just interprets things, and it's so dramatized. And it's really cute. It's really cute. And it's funny too, not funny. I love that there's a voiceover, a narrative. I think that just draws you in more into what he's feeling, and you could laugh with him or cry with him. You could taste the soap in your mouth when he eats soap because he was cussing. They put soap in his mouth, but it's very clever, and it's by any means not the perfect family, but it's just this kid just on his little adventures of Christmas time in the snow and with his friends. And some iconic scenes is some kid getting his tongue stuck on a pool. I think another iconic scene, at least for me, when I didn't remember this movie, but I remembered this scene when I was like little. I think they used to watch it all the time, but I didn't remember the movie till I was older. But I remembered the scene where he's like beating up on this kid. So the main kid gets bullied by this kid, and he finally like loses his shit, and he starts beating him up, and he's like cussing, but you don't know he's cussing because it's just like gibberish. But his mom catches him, and I think that's like the one of the iconic scenes because you finally like get revenge on the bully. And then the bully goes home and like cries because the little nerdy kid beat him up. It was like the best, one of the best scenes ever. So that is why I love A Christmas Story. And then I do have some fun little facts. Let me just pull it up because I didn't write them all down because I started getting tired. But I did find a website and I put it on my notes. So let me see. There was some of these fun facts that were kind of like not really fun facts, like, oh, several scenes were filmed but cut later. They do that all the time in movies. Like, that's not a fun fact.
That's all the time. That's every single movie.
Yeah, it's every single movie. So one of the things I found out was Jack Nicholson was supposed to play the dad. Supposed to be Ralphie's dad.
Oh, whoa.
But he wasn't. Another one I found was no one really knows when this movie takes place. So, like, I thought it was, like, in the 50s. Evidently, some people think it's, like, 39, 40, 41.
Oh, wow.
But no one really knows. It was never, like, said, you know? The kid, which is Peter, his real name is Peter Billingsley, is actually friends with Vince Vaughn.
What?
And he was an executive producer in Iron Man and also produced, and also produced Four Christmases, The Breakup, and then there was a TBS sitcom called Sullivan and Son. So he, even though he like, we don't see him much, he still does a lot of things behind the scenes, you know?
Wow, so that's impressive.
Yeah, so those are some fun facts. And I'm double checking myself that it is the lead guy. I'm pretty sure it is.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
But I think that's cool. Like, he's like, okay, I have this, I'm infamously a child. Yeah, it's the lead guy. It's Ralphie. He's like, I'm infamously going to be a child in everyone's mind, so I'm just going to be a producer behind the scenes and probably make all that residual money from TV every year.
All the time.
He is probably, I have to look this up, but he's probably still making money from it. Unless he got 100%. Some shitty contract, but I hope not. I hope he still makes money. Because they play that every year for 24 hours. So that is A Christmas Story. If you haven't seen it, turn on TBS on Christmas Day, and you'll see it. All right.
Christmas Story.
I can't say it right.
I didn't do any like background. I'm just gonna talk about why I like these. But,
do it.
And I don't really have like, I'm not one of those people who watch Christmas films. Yeah, so like not intentionally, like it's like not something I look out for. You know how like Lifetime has Hallmark channel.
I think both of them.
It's just they like film all year for Christmas movies.
Yeah, that's all they do.
So, I'm just like, they're all right. But I picked the ones that I could watch at any point in time that like always just feel good. And the one that came to mind was The Holiday, and it's with Cameron Diaz and
Kate Winslet.
I was like, what is her name? Yeah. So one lives in LA, one lives in like London or Surrey. And they both kind of have these love issues. One breaks up with their dude forever, and the other, her like unrequited love, decides to go and propose to someone else. So they decide to switch houses for the holidays, which I thought was like super cool. And then of course they both like end up falling in love with like their like respective dudes in their new like towns for the holidays. But I love this movie because I think in the time in my life that I watched it, I was very much it was I related very much to Cameron Diaz's character. Like just like such a workaholic and didn't know how to stop. And then this like traumatic things, her and her man like break up. And I think I remember like she didn't cry.
Oh yeah, she did
like,
it.
She didn't know how to cry.
Yeah.
And that resonated with me because like I think for you, So Gang, I'm not sure if you guys know, but I didn't cry for years, like decades on decades. Like I associated crying as a sign of weakness, and like I was like, not gonna cry. And so like as my like personal journey has evolved and grown over the years, like that still now I cry all the time. One, like I will feel into all the emotions. As much as I possibly can. And when I feel like I'm suppressing, then I will like figure out, or I'll try to like sit into it and see what happens. But I remember that so vividly with Cameron Diaz like finally crying at the end of the movie. And I was like, oh yes, girl, like let it out. It's okay to allow yourself to feel the things. But it was just like one resonated with her character and her evolution across these, the holiday season for her. It was just like it felt hopeful and fun, and it's just always so much fun to watch. It's one of the like heart movies that I feel like I can watch pretty much at any point in the year.
It's a good movie.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, I love I totally forgot that she didn't cry, but that was like the scene where she actually is crying. Like it was like funny because she's like, yes. I'm crying, and then like first she's crying because she's sad, and then she's like crying because like, and then she's like happy because she is crying and like feeling again. And I just remember it being really really funny. And Cameron Diaz, like she's a good like kind of quirky actress, like like that role suited her well. And I really loved Black Jack in it. I thought it was like
Jack Black.
What did I say? Black Jack. That's a card game. I know you live in Vegas, Leia. Yes, Jack Black.
Oh no.
Water.
Deep breaths. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's hilarious in that movie. And I think that's one of the first movies, or maybe the only movie I've seen him in kind of funny but not over the top.
Yeah.
You know, like he was like,
he was still funny, but he wasn't.
But more subtle.
Yeah, more subtle. He wasn't like over satire, which he's great at too. But I think like seeing him in a more like subtle character was great as well. But it was a very good movie, and I think we could all relate to like, I mean we could relate to both characters, but
100%. Cameron
Diaz, exactly the same. Like I am a little bit of a workaholic, and sometimes that is, it's a good thing and a bad thing, because then like how do you let it not affect your relationships, and have like that good finding that good work-life balance, because it's okay to love your job, obviously, because you're there the most of the time, but also like find the balance where you're spending time with your loved ones. And I think at the end of the movie, she has that. They don't really show it as much, but like she has that. So that's a very good movie, especially because they mentioned the Santa Ana winds, and I remember when I lived in LA.
I think that's also a thing, because it's like, it just reminds me so much of home. Yeah. Like they're in LA and with the Santa Anas, and you're like, that is Southern California winter. Like, that's what it is. You get those winds.
You get the Santa Anas coming in. Yeah. Great pick. I love it.
Thank you.
My next pick, it is a classic. If you don't know this one, well, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life. Home Alone. First Home Alone.
Good one.
It is just super hilarious. Do I have to describe the plot to you guys? I mean,
no,
yeah,
you shouldn't.
You know,
I mean, you guys, stop what you're doing right now.
Go watch it if you haven't.
It's
somewhere available.
It's so good. So our generation.
Yeah,
like, we grew up on Home Alone.
I mean, like, I think the reason why I loved it growing up, it was like, you know, when you're a kid and you see stuff like that, it makes you feel like invincible. It makes you feel important. Like, oh, I too can, you know, beat bad guys that are trying to break into my house. But as like the oldest child, I had 2 annoying brother and sisters, and then, you know, my parents like basically forced me into parenthood without me wanting to. So like being alone without them, even though I'm an extrovert, feels like paradise, you know, like when you have this family that sometimes just gets on your nerves, being alone feels like amazing. And like, as all of us as kids, we all kind of want that moment, especially if you're like an elder child. Or you have really annoying brothers and sisters. Like, you just want to be alone. You don't want to share anything. You don't want to wake up early to clean on a Saturday morning. You don't want to hear your mom banging pots saying, oh, my family doesn't help me, even though it's 6 a.m. You don't want to wake up on a Sunday morning with your throat choking because your mom's roasting chiles without opening windows. Like, you just want to sleep in, eat candy, and watch TV all day. Like, you know, you want no rules for a while.
Kevin is living the dream.
Yeah, he was living the dream. But you know, like, I think that's why, like, that's the charm of it. Like, they could have put this movie in the middle of summer and we would still love it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it probably came out around the holidays for, you know, that's when it's gonna make money. It was a strategic thing, but overall, it was just kind of fun to do it. Sorry, fun to watch, not to do it. And like some of my favorite scenes was where he gets the movie from, I forget which movie it is, but it was like saying, to, I forget who knocked on the door. Was it some of the bad guys, the burglars? But it's like, like
it was the pizza guy, and then I think he used it again for the burglars.
Yeah, so it was just like he used the movie to like scare people away. He had like that little like clown to pretend people were home. It's funny. Would it happen in real life? Probably not. Like, like, you know, as you get older, you're like, how does a family realize that the child isn't there? Like, until you're like midway in air. You know? Like, I get maybe like if you're loading into the car or something, but it was just like the spaciness of it, and like the ability of like not being able to like call the local police department to go in and check on the kid. It's just like, what, really, like I know we didn't have the internet or cell phones back then, but you know, like, you know, like.
Well, I will tell you this story. When I was little, my mom was like a teacher in this like private school daycare kind of place. Maybe it wasn't a daycare. I think it did preschool to like 3rd grade. And so really, really small school. And I went to preschool there and kindergarten. And I think my brother did too. And at some point, my sister did. So my sister was like really young. I think she was like 4. So that meant my brother was 6 and I was 8. So my mom picked us all up. And for whatever reason, we ended up back at like the preschool. And then we packed up the car again and went home. And then so like we're getting out of the car, and my mom was like, where's your sister? And I was like, I don't know. Like, you're the one. I'm like, I don't know. Like, you drove away. I'm like, I don't like. And at the time we didn't have those rules, right? Like where, like if you're under 7 or 8 or whatever, you get to sit in the back. I sat in the front. Yeah. So I'm just not paying attention. And my brother's like, you know, he's 6, so he's.
This is like, pre-seatbelt day, guys. So
this is like pre-seatbelt.
Like we didn't need car seats or anything. So like obviously, car seats were optional.
So So we had to go all the way back to her school and like, I mean, obviously there's other people there.
Yeah.
Pick up my sister because she just completely forgot. So it's like, it happens. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I know.
It's crazy.
I do remember, like, not getting lost or anything, but I do remember just like me and my siblings in the back, like no seatbelts, and like with the window rolled down and me sticking my head out and like getting the air. Like, I was like, wow, we were living.
Oh my
you
gosh,
know, in danger, on the edge of danger. There you go. I was like, what is that saying? Like, we were definitely living on the edge of danger. And to take it even a step further, we would go to LA a lot because my aunt uncle lived out there. And my dad had a truck and it only had 4 seatbelts. There was 5 of us. And so he got like a camper. He bought a camper and we would just be in the back. And then when we would see a cop, my dad told us to lay down. So we were like unbuckled all the way to LA. Like we could have died. We could have gotten a car accident and died. But now my dad's like, no, the girls need to be strapped in. Oh, let me check the seat. Is it fine? Oh no, you can't do it that way. Like my dad's like crazy, like has a checklist of like, okay, you're gonna take my granddaughters. This is what you need in the car. You know, very protective.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the life.
I
think that's why we resonated so much with Home Alone.
Right?
Like, we feel you, Kevin.
We feel you. But there is some fun facts. I did have some. Let me pull it up. Maybe I should be near our mic when I say that. So Home Alone was specifically written for Macaulay Culkin. So, yeah, the idea occurred to John Hughes during the making of Uncle Buck, which Macaulay Culkin starred in, and then they just kind of went with it. So he was specifically that movie was written for him.
Nice.
And then his brother was also in Home Alone. Kieran Culkin. Who's
now in Succession.
Is that the one? Yeah, because there's 2 of them. For the longest time, I thought it was the same guy.
Yes. But I realized, oh my gosh, he has 2 brothers.
He has more brothers. they both act, and they're actually all great actors, so it's not bad. So Home Alone. Another fun fact: Home Alone was a Guinness World Record holder for more than 25 years.
Wow, for what?
It says in its opening weekend, Home Alone topped the box office, making 17 million, over 17 million, in 1,202 theaters. The movie maintained its #1 spot for a full 12 weeks and remained in the top 10 until June of the following year.
Whoa!
It became the highest grossing film of 1990 and earned a Guinness World Record as the highest grossing live action comedy ever domestically.
Wow.
It held on to its title for quite some time, 27 years to be exact, until the Chinese blockbuster Never Say Die knocked it out of the top spot in 2017. Never Say Die. Now I gotta watch this. Chinese blockbuster. So, yeah, there's more fun facts here, but I'm trying to see if like any of these are like noteworthy. Because I didn't go through all of them.
This one says it's 1994 was when that was released.
This is what this one says.
Oh, there's another one in 2017, I guess.
Oh, it's like a sequel to, or like a remake.
I guess.
It says Never Say Die. Knocked it out of the spot in 2016.
Oh, it looks like it's... Wow, there's a bunch of different kinds. Okay. Well, there is one from 2017.
There's more than one Never Say Die, so make sure you pick the one that's 2017 to see which one beat the world record of Home Alone. Did you know they're making or they made, I think it's on Disney Plus, like it's called Sweet Something Home Alone, like Sweet Home Home Alone. It's like a remake of Home Alone. Yeah. I saw it trying to get advertised to me, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, it doesn't, like, we get it. It happened once. I don't know if you could recreate that magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
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 Well, my second, and I don't know, maybe this is a little controversial because I used to love it so much when it first came out, years after. But I think in recent years now, it's kind of lost its magic for me. So we can talk about it a little bit. But I'm talking about Love Actually. And this will segue into our next topic, but
yeah.
When I first watched it, Feel Good, it was the first movie that did those multiple stories, and then it kind of at the end shows you how everyone's connected. And then like there was a series of movies afterwards that did the same kind of thing, like Valentine's Day. I thought it was really cute and sweet, and I love the whole airport thing. Like one of my favorite places is airports. Our airports, because there's like the feeling of adventure when you're leaving, and then like the feeling of returning home. I love it. I love airports, and I love that they put that in there. But I don't know why. Well, I don't know. I like individual stories. I think the little drummer boy, and like the dad who is grieving, I thought that was a really nice story. I think I have beef. I have beef with like the unrequited love one. Like Keira Knightley marries the guy's friend, and he ends up like being in love with her.
Oh yeah. That one was kind of weird. I didn't like that one.
Yeah, and that's the one that everyone loves because he's standing there with like the little carol, like the little boombox, and like like having her read the signs. And I mean, I appreciate someone like telling them like how they feel, and maybe that's what you need to like let go. But to me, it's like, dude, that's your homie. Like,
oh yeah.
That is your best friend, one, and. Like they're married now, like
that didn't
forever hold your peace.
That didn't kind of bother you when it first came out.
I think it just didn't land like when it first came out. It was just like like but I think as the years have gone by, like it's like
that scene, like not the scene, I think how she reacted always bugged me. Like like I get like, okay, he was in love with her, okay, whatever, and then he like goes and tells her, which was kind of like weird, like, oh, I'm gonna go knock at my like best friend's door and profess my love. Like the card thing that he did was cute if you're like, it's not your homegirl's girl, like homeboys. It's not your homeboy's girl, like, like, And then she like kisses him, and you're like, what? Right? Like, are you kissing him because you feel sorry for him? Like, you're married, and you're in love with your husband. Like, the way she kissed him was more like a pity kiss, like, oh, this is cute, thank you, but I'm still married to your best friend.
I mean, I guess that's the process of letting go. But it's just like,
but he could have let go another way. He didn't have to go do that.
Right. An infinite amount of possibilities.
Yeah. But that one storyline, like, I don't know. I just.
Yeah. It did not land.
Yeah. For me. It didn't. Yeah. I mean, like.
The rocker also didn't land for me. I thought it was just. I mean, it was funny, but like I was just like, oh.
Yeah, I think it was just like that one was more like a friendship relationship,
like comedy.
Relief. Yeah, that he has with his producer.
I did like the way like it wrapped it up for him. Mm-hmm. So like I like pieces of the movie because it is in pieces, but I think as a whole, I don't know. I think it's lost a little bit of its magic. I don't know over the years. Like, I would take The Holiday over Love Actually. Probably.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
I think just what for me, like how I always saw Love Actually, it's just like it's love in its whole complicated ways. Like it's not everything is a happy ending, because you have one couple like
Very true.
with like Sirius Snape and
both
Harry Potter instructors, and Emma, whatever her name is, I forget her last name. Thompson. You know why I like, because I say the wrong last name, because there's another one that has like it's Emma Thomas, or I don't know. I always say the wrong one. Like so, like I was like it's Emma. I just know her as Emma, but they were both Harry Potter teachers.
Yeah.
But like you know, like he cheats on his wife. And she finds out because she saw a necklace, and then when she opened the necklace, like the present, she thought it was the necklace, and it wasn't. And then it cuts to a scene with like his secretary, his hot secretary that was always hitting on him. So like, and you could see her heart break. Both amazing actors, and I love Emma in her glory. And so like that wasn't like a happy ending, you know?
Yes, I do appreciate that for Love Actually. Like it did show a varying degrees of love.
Yeah.
And I will say Emma Thompson's performance in this movie, after she finds out, you know, that like it dawns on her that like he's like having an affair, so good. It breaks my heart. I think every single time I have seen this movie, I'm like, dang girl.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. And it kind of leaves you like not knowing where people's futures are. You know, like it kind of leaves
especially
you hanging.
For them.
Yeah, especially leaves you hanging. Like, oh, and what I liked about the airport thing was like it kind of didn't come out a little bit after 9/11, so it was kind of like reacting to how you had these terrorist attacks, but airports can also be a place of love and of joy. But has it lost its magic on me? I don't think so, but I don't watch it enough to know.
Maybe I've watched it too many times.
Maybe that's why it lost its magic. Like I can't remember the last time I saw it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched it more than once, but definitely like, I don't know. I just it's over. It's like something in my past now. So
yeah,
I don't watch it.
Yeah, maybe I'm just not in the same place I was.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
Yeah, because did you used to watch it for it to make you feel a certain way? Ooh.
I don't know. It used to make me feel good. Like The Holiday always makes me feel good. Like The Holiday, the movie.
Yeah.
This one feels like, I think maybe it's just like,
cringe.
Cringe. Yeah. On a certain part. Yeah.
Which,
I don't know.
Yeah. Which that movie, I'm glad you ended it on that, because it leads to our review. Because now we're reviewing a new movie that just came out on Netflix called
brand spanking new.
Yeah, brand spanking new, called Love Hard. You know, and the only reason why I know about is Leia messaged. Like Leia was like, "Let's watch this." I was like, "Okay, we'll watch it and review it." But I didn't see any. I didn't really know what it was. Like I didn't see a preview or anything. And Leia, your face is like telling me something. So you go ahead and spill. I'll let you take the floor.
So much beef.
But how this transition is, they talk about the holiday in this movie quite frequently.
They talk about
Love Actually, not the holiday. Yes.
And Die Hard.
But
which I mean, I guess
that's the question.
Hard, a holiday movie?
I don't know. Is it a Christmas
sure.
movie?
Sure. I mean, it takes place during the holidays.
In LA.
Sure, why not? Here's my beef. Okay, so the premise, guys, and I mean, fast forward if you need to, but it's been out for a few weeks, so we're a little late to the game. So the premise is this girl gets catfish. Like she ends up like really digging this dude, and he ends up being like this, like average looking Asian guy, but he had put like the hot guy from Never Have I Ever.
Yeah.
Yes, which I don't mind looking at him. He's fantastic looking. So that's who she thinks she's dating or that she's talking to on the phone. And then she goes over to surprise him. And that's when she finds out that he's been
lying.
been catfishing her.
Yeah.
Yeah, which she's really angry about, rightfully so. And then she goes and gets drunk, and there's the guy that, she actually thought it was. His name is Tag in the movie. And so they strike up this deal, right? That Josh, that's the average
catfisher.
The catfisher.
Yeah.
He's gonna help her get Tag, because they've known each other forever. And if she pretends to be his girlfriend for his family throughout the holidays, and they agree, fine. It ends with her, spoiler alert here. It ends with her choosing Josh, the catfisher. Like, she realizes that it's always been him this whole time, that he, that's the guy that she wants. And cool. I appreciated the ending. She did the whole about Love Actually thing with the the boombox and the signs, and she's having him read it. They end up together. All good. Here's my beef. Because the moral of the story is look, it's the heart that matters, right? It's the connection. It's the heart. It doesn't matter how you look, because even when she was kind of dating this Tag guy, they didn't have the chemistry, she also was lying. She was pretending to like all
She
the
was
things.
catfishing him.
She was catfishing
in
him.
a different way. She just lied.
Yes, about all the interests. So same. Lies everywhere. But my beef is how they marketed this. Because the moral of the story is it's about the heart. But when they marketed it, it was all about this love story, or setting up Tag and Nina Dobrev, who's the main character. At least, and I don't know if it's my algorithm, and that's what I saw, but it's Tag was barely in the movie. Josh was in the movie 99% of the time, and the marketing is all about
Tag.
Ooh, this hot guy and this hot girl, and let's see how this plays out. And I was just this is not. I wish I had my phone so I could see my feed, or Netflix's feed, because it's they played into that. We as an audience got catfished ourselves.
You guys got catfished.
We got catfished because it wasn't about their love story.
Yeah,
it was about the love story with Josh, and so it's wow, they didn't really get in alignment with what the story is about. It has a great message. Yeah. And then reels you in however way possible. That's attractive, physically attractive. Yeah. So.
Yeah. See, I have a totally opposite reaction, because I wasn't marketed. They didn't market it to me. I don't know why. Maybe I watched too much true crime, or we were too busy, because we got the Peacock, because Chewy had to watch Yellowstone, and I've been down that telenovela comedy, whatever you want. I think it's a comedy, but I think it's supposed to be a drama, but I am, in my mind, it's a comedy, and I laugh all the time. But anyways, because you had messaged it to me, and I just kind of saw the picture, and I think I kind of sort of saw one trailer, but I wasn't really paying attention, and I honestly was I don't really want to see this. This looks kind of like a Hallmark movie. I don't really
felt like it.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch a Hallmark movie, but it kept coming in my email Love Hard, and it was just the picture of the main character, no guys, and so I just didn't really know what I was getting into, so I didn't even know Tag, what's his real name, the actor,
Darren.
Yeah,
Darren
never have I ever, dude. Never have I ever, dude. Hottie, who we've already established that Leia and I are in love with him. I didn't even know he was in the movie until they showed it, like when his scene came up with like the picture, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like he's in the movie. So like I had no idea what I was watching, and I was like, I really enjoyed it because, you know, in all honesty, like, was it original? No, it was pretty predictable. I knew what was gonna happen, but I think the individual scenes were pretty funny. Like I've seen the guy that played Josh. I've seen him his stand up, and he's pretty so funny. He's funny, and he was in Silicon Valley.
Oh yeah,
his character in Silicon Valley is hilarious. And then they had the guy from Glee play his brother, Harry Shee Jr.
Oh yes,
and the brother, and like it was his character was like over the top, always trying to like he was like a one upper, like he was always trying to one up everybody, and like, you know, took like so much joy in belittling his brother, and he just was like this big old show off, and like his brother and the lead actress like do a duet. And then like he's like, we gotta tell them now because like he upshowed him and he like couldn't, he's a one upper, so he couldn't, he's like, we're pregnant, you know. Like I was like, wow, what an asshole of a brother. What a jerk. I was like, he's a jerk. And then he told one of the girl, he's like, oh, you're a former chubster. And I was like, what an asshole.
Jerk. He was such an asshole.
He was such an asshole. And then even in the family pictures, like he like pushes his brother out. And so like I loved like that little, I mean, it was meant to be funny, right? So it was like the comedic bits and all that I really, really enjoyed. I didn't like the lying part. It was like, homegirl, like, why are you lying about climbing? You're scared of heights. Like I, you know, maybe like, you know, try to get with the guy. But like to change everything and lie about your interests is not cool. Yeah. It's not cool. But
aside from my beef, I will have to say I'm loving the representation. Yeah. You know, I like these are two Chinese. Or this is like, well, I don't know. I think Darren, I don't know his name, Never Have I Ever guy. I think he's Japanese.
I think he is too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like a family of Asians. You know, like I am appreciative to seeing, you know, Asian people in like starring roles. Like, do it, more of that. Let's do more of this. So and especially like even though Josh was like a catfisher, I really did enjoy his character. Yeah. And like I think like that was I love the representation that's happening.
He had a little soft side. And I did love when they looked at his, like, Tinder account, his, like, old pictures. And he has, like, all these, he has, like, an axe, a rope. And, and she's like, are you trying to get a girlfriend or you're trying to look for your next, like, victim? You know? Like no wonder why. She's like, no wonder why no one clicked on you. Looks like they're going to get murdered. No. It has nothing to do with your looks. It has to do with the pictures you post, which is true, you know. So I just thought it was like a fun too much laughing I just thought it was a fun movie to like watch, and you know what's gonna happen, like from the moment you realize she was catfish, you're like, oh, she's gonna end up falling in love with him. But I think overall, like, the individual scenes were just kind of, like, funny and how the story progressed, and
it was very light.
And
it's like an easy movie to watch. I think if you're just looking for something to just kind of chill with, it's a good one. I think I had beef with the marketing.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, though. When it gets advertised to you a certain way, and it's like that Lion King conversation. We had this conversation, right? You think it's about Simba and Mufasa's relationship, and then Mufasa dies, and then you're just like, what am I supposed to do with my life now? Like, how can I finish this movie? Like, it just started, but how can I finish it? Because I thought it was one thing, but it's really another thing. Same thing with this movie. Like, you find out pretty early in the movie that she was catfish, and you're like, wait, what is happening? I thought I was going to watch this movie between these two lovebirds, but no, it's this completely different movie. So, yeah. Like, I mean, you're paying for like steak and you get like lobster or something. Like both are equally good, but you paid for one thing, you didn't pay for the other thing. So, that's our
love
roundup.
hard, guys.
Let's love hard. So remember, love hard. Just don't catfish us. Don't catfish hard. I was like trying to come up with like something that rhymed. Nothing came up. The only thing I was thinking about was like Walk Hard. Remember that movie?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Hard. Walk harder.
With The Rock?
Was The Rock
I think so.
in Walk Hard?
Yeah, let me pull it up.
I don't remember him being in Walk. I can't even say it. Walk Hard. It's making fun of.
Oh no! It's okay. I'm thinking of another movie.
Oh.
But yes, it's the one with John C. Reilly.
Yeah, where he's making fun of the Joaquin Phoenix movie about Johnny Cash.
Oh, okay. It's Walking Tall.
Walking.
It's the Rock movie.
Walk, it's because it's all the walks, like Walk the Line. Is the original one, right? Then they make Walk Hard. Oh my god, I can't say it. And then whatever movie with The Rock in it, Walk the Line. Too many movies, so little time. So we're gonna keep doing Christmas stuff, or holiday stuff, I should say, this whole month. So we'll see what we do next week. We have a little bit of a plan, but we'll see what else we'll do. Yeah. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoy the last month of the year and keep loving hard.
Yeah.
Rocking hard. I don't know about walking hard. That might hurt your knees. So don't do that. Don't walk hard. Just live life hard, okay?
Yeah.
All right. We love you. Remember to subscribe. Rate us on Apple iTunes. It gets more people's ears on the show. Join Patreon. Get an extra episode a week. And we love you. So until next week, stay cool.
Peace.
Peace.